Amanson Online TV. Our hope is here.
Keep watching Amanson Online TV. Yeah.
Amanson Online TV now become for the mouth. Danny died in some trouble. He was a sense some preparing in the womb. And in Amanson Online TV, your team was so said in some of the current one of the smash of four. Messages of the coming near question seminar age of going to be Abba.
Amanson Online.
In my briefing, I said on extradition processes, we commence it today. Because we had to wait. Maybe there would have been a change of mind from 28 May till now. You never know, because you don't hasten to take such decisions. Maybe from 28 May to today, 2 June, over the weekend, he may have emplaned and arrived in the country. So you wait for your own stipulated expiry date and time to elapse before you commence action. So I said, 2 minutes before I came to the briefing, triggered the extradition processes with the right authorities. Around the same time, a red notice for his location and provisional apprehension wherever he may be found. Now, you talk about MLA. So first, you asked whether we have independently verified whether he was unwell or not. Now, you do not spend state resources and time chasing after ghosts. In this sense, when the person has not represented to you by any medical report or opinion that he is so unwell that he cannot travel, he is so unwell that he cannot come to the jurisdiction, you do not go wasting your time verifying. For the law enforcement agency, it tells us that he's been untruthful. And that is the reason why we've been at him since January. Because we do not believe what he's saying. You get it? And it is not for us, the law enforcement agency, the prosecutorial investigative authority, to establish his medical condition. For us, what the law requires us to do is, if we're investigating suspected corruption-related offenses, and you are a suspect, we bring you in. When we find you, then we assess your situation to see if you should even go through such a process, if you should even stand a trial by reason of your medical condition. Look, even persons who have been convicted and imprisoned, when they fall so unwell, and they take into the hospital. That's why I said in P earlier that but the person has to show you that he is really so unwell that he cannot travel. And there are two things. As I'm standing here, you do not know my ailment. As you are sitting there, there may be some ailment which afflicts you, which I do not know. But merely by looking at you, I cannot tell that, oh, you are suffering from this or that or that. What tells us is what I told the first gentleman, a medical report. He's not the only one who's been in the US. It's not the only one who's been to medical facilities in the US. When US medical facilities are communicating with law enforcement, we know the form in which they come. A hospital administrator goes through a tedious process of detailed analysis of his condition to come to a conclusion that he is unfit to travel, and so he shouldn't be made to travel. That is when a law enforcement agency considers things like MLA processes, but not on your say-so, not by way of a biopsy report. Once again, a biopsy report in street language, it is merely like a lab test. That shows you have a certain condition. So in his context, since it's indicated that he says he has cancer, it will be a removal of some tissue or
Amanson Online TV. Our hope is here.
Cassette indicate cancerous cells. It doesn't mean that he's dying tomorrow, God forbid. It doesn't mean that he is so unwell that he can't travel. You know how many people are walking around with cancerous ailments, but they still show up at police stations.
Amanson Online TV.
That's why I asked the very first question: what is so special about Mr. Ofori that he thinks that he can lie on his bed somewhere and say on his say-so without any evidence that I'm unwell, I can't show up? Conclusion: he won't come voluntarily, and so we end this process of accommodating and putting back.
Amanson Online TV. Our hope is here.
It is more than 3 hours past the scheduled time of Mr. Oforiatta's attendance at the OSP, and Mr. Oforiatta failed to attend the OSP today. Mr. Oforiatta's conduct is totally
Amanson Online TV. Our hope is here.
And criminal investigations. It ends here. It ends today. We will no longer accommodate him. Consequently, the OSP redeclares that Mr. Oforiatta is a wanted person and a fugitive from justice. His name is hereby re-entered on the OSP's list of
Amanson Online TV. Our hope is here.
Secure Mr. Oforiatta's return to the jurisdiction and to answer to the criminal inquiries against him. In pursuance of this, about 30 minutes before this briefing, I triggered processes for the issuance of an Interpol Red Notice for the location and provisional arrest of Mr. Kenneth Nanaya Oforiatta in whichever jurisdiction pending extradition or his surrender.
Amanson Online TV. Our hope is here.
For extradition processes to be instituted for the provisional apprehension in any jurisdiction in which Mr. Oforiatta may be located or found, and his extradition to the Republic of Ghana. The OSP will prefer criminal charges in the courts against Mr. Oforiatta in
Amanson Online TV. Our hope is here.
The principle upon which we proceed is that no person, regardless of title, regardless of status, regardless of medical condition, is beyond the reach of inquiry by the OSP.
Keep watching Amansai Online TV. Yeah.
So subscribe, more like, no, comment or comment section, but remember me baking kind Eddie amount. We did you make a Midiani, a fear, Sewa, Macram.
Keep watching Amansai Online TV.
Amanson Online TV.
Hola, soy Alba. I'm Alba from Spain. Please keep watching Amansai Online TV.
Keep watching Amansai Online TV. Yeah.
Is here.